Are you worried that your message is going to sound repetitive because it's the one thing you're most passionate about in the world? I want you to listen to this. I had a client recently who just delivered a TED Talk. And so, of course, the request for speaking engagements began pouring in. They were worried, however, that because this was the one thing they were most passionate about in all the world, they would sound repetitive because while they were saying it in different ways, they were basically saying the same thing over and over again. Here's the truth of the matter. They didn't have to worry, and you don't have to worry either. Because if you have a message that's worth repeating, then you are allowed to repeat it. And what's more, your audience is going to want you to repeat it because it's helpful. All you really need is to solve one problem. All you really need is one workable solution. All you really need is one clear, powerful, impactful message. And if you have that, well, then you're allowed to say it over and over again, and your audience is going to want to hear it over and over again because they're being helped. Of course, you'll find creative ways to say it. Of course, you'll come at the message from different angles. Of course, you'll emphasize different parts. I do it all the time. And yet, the one thing you'll hear me talk about is telling stories. The one thing you'll hear me talk about is communication. The one thing you'll hear me talk about is how you can say it better now, because that's the thing I'm most passionate about in this world. And I'll tell you a secret, I don't plan on changing that anytime soon for anybody. So pick a message, pick a lane, pick a niche, pick a passion, and don't be afraid to stick with it. Pick a problem, solve the problem, and watch the magic happen.